So before Two Brain, people don't really know the story for me personally. So I'm just gonna show you guys. We had a falling out with our original partners and it put us in a very tight spot financially. And in order to survive as a gym and not have to close down for our coaches and members, I personally had to make some sacrifices. So I'm gonna show you guys where I lived for almost a year. So this was like my little kitchen area, no judgments obviously. I had a little kitchen cart here, a mini fridge and a microwave, and I pretty much lived off protein powder, oatmeal, anything that you could put in a fridge and that you didn't need an oven for. This was where I used to keep all of my food. We still have the freezer down here if we have ice packs and stuff for members, but this is where I used to put all of my dry groceries. And this was my bedroom. So this was my room for almost a year so I could make ends meet. This way I could still pay the bills and not, have to close the gym. But I lived here for about a year. And this is actually the place where I first saw Chris on the CrossFit Journal talking about roles and tasks and all of that. And I would take notes and I started looking a little bit more into Two Brain. But I had a bed here. I put a TV up so it wasn't that bad. And then if you come look over here, I actually used to write up on the wall different goals. I would write up where we were currently at, all of our revenue, what I needed to hit. And then after a while, I decided, I'm gonna take the plunge. And if I don't make it, at least I gave everything I could. And I put every last bit of money I had into starting with Two Brain. Things are a little different now. So I used to run commercial gyms. That's what I did. I was a personal training director. I used to do sales and management. I was making over $85,000 a year managing small private businesses. And then I really got the CrossFit bug, so I took the leap. And then I found myself living in the basement of my gym and I started to stress out and say, what did I do? I made the biggest mistake of my life, but I knew that I could make it through. And after I found Chris on the CrossFit Journal, the first thing I did was buy his book. And I tried implementing all these things on my own. And certain things definitely worked, but it's not the same as having a coach. Just like our members might be able to air squat on their own, it's not the same as having a coach there holding you accountable week in and week out. And as I went through the incubator, things really started to change. The scariest time for me, was increasing my rates. That was one of the worst times I ever had in my life, even worse than living in the basement of my gym, because I felt like my members hated me. But then you realize after a while, your people love you, and whether or not they know the sacrifices that you've made for them, it's all gonna work out. So since we started working with Two Brain, I now have a house with my girlfriend. I have my dog and my 2 cats with my girlfriend, and things are great. I can go out on the weekends and take her out to dinner and not have to stress out. So life's a lot better, and I'm thankful for Two Brain for that. Driving home after making the video, forgot to give a quick shout out to my mentor, Jeff. Forgot to mention you in the video. You're the reason I was able to do all this, so thank you. Didn't want to forget about you. Quick shout out. Love you. Thank you so much, Two Brain.